you know, and it's crazy because our country's also complicit in it, you know, it's in it and has been for a long time. And it's just kind of interesting because then you just realize, oh, well, I'm a member of this country, but I'm just, what we want sometimes doesn't matter, you know, and you just have to be a member of a place and your government is making other choices. So I don't know if I said that correctly or.
Hey, trust me, you don't have to be a crazy wordsmith to get people to understand your genuine feelings. Like what you are saying, people understand. Those who have some sort of compassion and understanding for other people, they understand what you're saying. So after watching Theo Von's video, which, you know, we're going to get into, I have been really critical on celebrities, especially, you know, in this past couple of years where, you know, the broadcasters, you know, Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Andrew Schultz, you know, those individuals that are now hosting and interviewing political figures and not really challenging some of the issues that we all know about the individuals, like, of course, Trump. You know, when he's on Joe Rogan, or when Joe Rogan has Elon Musk and all these conspiracy theories, or even with Theo Von himself, like when he had Trump on his podcast, it was the most laid back type of interview I've ever seen, which is not bad. But when it's someone like as polarizing as a Trump, we need to challenge him. We need to make sure we, as citizens of this nation, let him know what the American people expect. You know, and, you know, the situation that we're going to be getting into with Theo Von is the war, the genocide that's happening in Gaza. You know, and I just want to go over a few stats. Once again, every time I do videos like this, I want people to be aware that this is not just a war. A war usually consists of two entities, two powers fighting each other. And that's not what's happening right now. It's a one-sided fight. You see what I'm saying? So the total deaths as of now, once again, depending on what sources you kind of read, but they're generally the same. 53,500 Palestinians have been killed. Children, at least out of that number, were 14,000, and almost 120,000 have been injured. Hospitals, only 12 out of the 35 are partially functioning. Doctors and nurses that have been killed have been 374. Around 100 or 1.9 million, 90% of Gaza's population have been displaced. Schools, 388 schools have been destroyed. Food and medicine shortages, obviously, because Israel is blocking these aid trucks from coming in. And I read something today, they only let 7 trucks in. And I think they said something like they have a total of 70, 80 trucks, and they only let 7 in, which is not enough. And in the UK, they warn up to 14,000 babies could die within 48 hours without urgent aid. So this, once again, this is not like a, you know, the Ukraine versus Russia war where, you know, they have tanks, they have Air Force, and they're fighting. No, this is a one-sided fight, and a lot of innocent people are dying. So, as people like myself, you may not have the money, you may not have the resources to change the world, but you can say something. That is the start of change, is speaking out and influencing other people who might have the resources or the money to do some changes. So let's hear Theo Von.
I wanted to say something. There's been something that's just been kind of on my heart, and so I feel like I should bring it up. There is, we've had people on the podcast in the past to talk about it. And there's a conflict that's been happening in the Middle East. People know about it, between Israel and Palestine and some of the areas over there, the Gaza area they talk about. And I just think it feels to me, I don't know if it feels to me like it's a genocide that's happening while we're alive here in front of our lives.
And the whole word genocide, I don't want people to get caught up on, is it textbook definition? Does it meet the requirements of a genocide? Does it compare to the Holocaust? Does it compare to That's, once again, is leading to conversation that isn't productive. It's not coming about solutions. Okay, like when it's 50,000 innocent people who have been killed, and a good chunk of that of those deaths are children and women. Can we call it a half a genocide? Can we call it a mass murder? Like, whatever you want to call it, it's an issue. Call it what you want, but then understand and agree with me that it's an issue that needs to be dealt with. That's simple. So let's continue.
And I don't, sometimes I feel like I should say something. I'm not a geologist or geographer or anything like that, so I don't know a lot of some of it I do know though. Like, I know the basics of the issues over there, but for me, it's just like how I feel like you see all these photos of people, just children, women, people, body parts, just people like putting their kids back together. And I just can't believe that we're watching that and that more isn't said about it. And so I'm not saying anyone else needs to say anything, but I think I'm just that more isn't said about it by me. So I just, I want
to. And that right there, I respect a lot. He didn't have to say anything, or he could have pretended, but he was self-aware enough to say, I'm not speaking up about this enough. And, at the end of the day, like, Theo Von isn't the reason why this is going on. So, like, it's not like it holds any burden to him for him to have to speak out. So I love it that he's being self-aware and say, I can speak out more. That's good. And once again, he understands that he knows a little bit about the situation and about the lengthy history. Trust me, this is, you need to spend months and years to even grasp half of what's going on over there. This is a very complex, lengthy situation here. But if you know enough, and this is what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, like, you don't have to be a genius about everything or know everything about anything all at once. The ability of someone who is smart, at least to his, understanding, is when you receive some information, when you are brought new information, what do you do with it? That's what makes smart people. So when you look at the numbers and when you look at the data and you have a good understanding of what's going on in the Middle East, you should arrive to a conclusion. Hey, something isn't right here. And it doesn't take a genius to understand that, to be honest. So once again, I appreciate that.
I want to be able to speak up about that I think we're watching probably like, one of the sickest things that's ever happened. And I'm sorry if I've kind of haven't said about it. I've tried to talk about it and learn about it. But I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to say something. I don't even know what to do. And it's crazy because our country's also complicit in it. It's in it and has been for a long time. And it's just kind of interesting because then you just realize, oh, well, I'm a member of this country, but I'm just, what we want sometimes doesn't matter, and you just have to be a member of a place and your government is making other choices. So I don't know if I said that correctly or.
Hey, trust me. You don't have to be a crazy wordsmith to get people to understand your genuine feelings. Like what you are saying, people understand. Those who have some sort of compassion and understanding for other people, they understand what you're saying. And he hit the nail literally on the head. We live in a country and it feels like no matter what we say, our government is doing what they want. And this is Democrat and Republicans. None of them are free from this. And unfortunately, this might be me nitpicking, but Theo Von, you had these politicians in front of you. Once again, like, this is hindsight. This is looking back. I get it. I know. But people have to understand, like, when you are given such responsibility and opportunities to speak to this government that is not doing the will of the people, and you have them in front of you, you are speaking to them. You need to use those moments wisely. Because, not saying once again that Theo Von could have spoken to Trump and it changed the future, but at least we need to try. And that's what really just kills me with all these podcasts. But once again, I love it that Theo Von is self-aware, and that's like half the battle right there. So once again, I appreciate it.
I don't even know exactly what I said, but I just have, it's just like been making me really sick, and I feel like I just needed to say something that I think. You don't have to think that. I'm not asking you to do anything. But I just have to say that so I'm not sitting by, there's that piece inside of me like, why can't you say something? There's people that can't even speak, and you can say something, and so that's how I just had to just speak up anyway.
So, and I'm not sure if he has a little bit more. This is honestly my first reaction to this, but I understand why he says, he's talking to his viewers like, hey, you don't have to think what I'm thinking. You don't have to feel what I'm feeling. This is just me speaking right now. I get that. I understand, people make their own decisions. But Theo Von, if you're watching, hey, thank you, subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends. But you are an influencer. You influence people. People look up to you. People listen to what you say, and they take it with a little bit more umph in it than someone random like me. You see what I'm saying? They might listen to you quicker than they do a politician. You influence people. You don't have almost 4 million subscribers on accident. You obviously have a gift of, being a comedian, talking to people. So I don't want people to feel like it's a bad thing to influence people, especially when it's a genuine, heartfelt reason that's coming from you, and it's in good intentions. You're not trying to scam people. You're not trying to, just get people to feel bad for you or to subscribe. No, This is a genuine moment. So you need people to react to what is laying heavy on you. Obviously, like, I don't want to get all preachy here, but hey, Theo Von, thank you.
I think maybe it started to make it about me there at the end, but yeah. So just praying for those people and just the grief that is all going to cause. You notice, like, what are we doing? But, and I know that this has happened to other ethnicities and other cultures. I know that it's happening to other places too. I just don't see that as much. And so, yeah, anyway. Anyway, that was kind of a downer ending, but.
Hey, sometimes that's what sticks in people's mind. You know what I'm saying? It's the last conversation you have with them. So once again, like, I really just, looking back on history, looking up to the Muhammad Ali's, you know what I'm saying? And plus, of course, there's a bunch of other well-known, sports figures or, celebrities back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like, they use their platform to get society to move forward in a positive manner. And, weirdly enough, I want people to still do that. So I get upset seeing all these celebrities like a Cardi B, when she was interviewing Bernie Sanders and trying to be for the Democrats. It's like, no, you're doing this just for show, just for clicks. I don't want you to do this just to be a grifter and to just kind of, no, get out of here with that. I want genuine people like a Theo Von to continue to use his platform. And if he does get another opportunity to speak to a Bernie Sanders or a Donald Trump or a JD Vance or whoever, hold them accountable. Ask them, what are they doing to fix X, Y, and Z? And hold them to it. Somehow, some way, I don't know. But once again, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below or hit that Blue Sky link in the description down below so we can have that one-on-one talk. Hey. And like always, let's have that conversation.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex, but good luck with that.